Hey traders, welcome to another edition of the Crypto Lab with Alex on Thursday on the cover of Trading Analysis. And let's start immediately because we have so many things to cover today. I will cover a little bit of Bitcoin dominance, new market cap in the crypto space, which has changed immensely. And I will cover, of course, Bitcoin, some other charts on some alts, and we'll talk about the recent news, a little bit of macro overview in the other space. So lots of things to do. So let's start immediately. Let's check the sound. I hope everything is fine so we can continue fastly because we really need a lot of things to cover today. So let me begin immediately with this market cap. As you know, this has been a thing that has changed over the months and months while it's tracked, but now we are seeing some of the changes which are affecting many of the kind of an old crypto currencies. We have new additions on it. So Bitcoin is the first. We know we surpassed 1 trillion. So we are now at 1.1 trillion. Ethereum is the second with a 222 billion. Binance coin is a kind of a new entry. It climbed after a few months in the first 10, but now it's on the third place. And on the third place recently, a few months ago, was Bitcoin Cash, which fell from the first 10 places. Usually we look this market cap because of the liquidity. Also for the swing trading purposes, the more liquid pair, it's a little bit more better to trade because you will have more clearer patterns. So third is a Binance coin, developing very good. Tether is normally a fourth, it's a stable coin. Cardano is on fifth, which is growing also very nicely in the last couple of months. Polkadot is sixth. XRP fell from the third place. I think XRP was the third place and Bitcoin Cash was on the fourth place. It's already on seventh place because we have a little bit of backdrop because of this trial that we have and which is ongoing one, which is not going to be sold, I think September, October this year. We will see in June. I think official trial starts in June. Uniswap came into the first 10 and it's now on its 8th place. Filecoin with today's move on the upside is jumped on the 9th place and it's moved the Litecoin on the 10 plans. As you can see, also Theta on the other 10 until the 20th place. Theta is already at the 12th place from the NFT space. Chainlink also is 11. As you can see, Bitcoin Cash is already 14th. I don't know how this one will progress into the future. Stellar is at 16, already dropping. And then we have Dogecoin Terra also coming very strongly on the upside. Tron is 20 on the 20th place and VChange. And then we have a further. Tron also jumped relatively nicely in the last couple of days. So this is the new kind of reassurance that some of the projects which we consider to be valuable are climbing into the market cap ladder. And we are see kind of a new ordinance in the Bitcoin. It's of course first and it's going to be first for who knows how many more time. But in this next kind of, I think Ethereum will also grow. It's going to stay second, but in the rest of this space, we will see more changes coming, which is good, which means that the investors are trying to be more savvy and looking for the viable projects. And I think that this first 10 place will become more and more competitive in the future. Let's go and see Bitcoin dominance chart. We look this chart with our members on our member webinar fairly every week. And after a 5-way move on the upside from the 2070 lows, end of 2070, we are seeing some wave structure which is resembling as a flat. We are using the Elliott wave methodology, and flat usually have a 335 thing on the downside. Potentially, even this can be a 1-2, and we can continue further lower to this 52. I'm still looking what is going on. I was looking first a little bit less, move to the downside, and then potentially recovery of the Bitcoin. But as the Bitcoin, I think it's going to go through a major corrective phase. I think that some of the alts will push Bitcoin even further. So I think if we go a little bit less on the upside and more on the downside, we will confirm possible levels between 47 and 50 even on this Bitcoin dominance chart, which means that some of the altcoins will get stronger and stronger and in relative to Bitcoin. And I think that's a very viable point, because the altcoins now has a completely different feature than before, and their projects are becoming more and more useful in the crypto space, and they have a kind of a different quality, I think, than before. So on this Bitcoin dominance chart, we will look if we cross especially this 57 level for the continuation of the downside in the possible 5-way move, and even reaching these 55 levels on the Bitcoin dominance chart. As regards of the news, main news today are Filecoin surges, replaces Litecoin, as we already looked at. We already read a few days ago that 9am, which is a trading, basically an exchange in the United States, will put kind of a smaller one, a mini-sized Bitcoin futures trading. Which I think is good, because if you want to trade Bitcoin on a futures markets, there is many things which makes this very difficult, actually, because you need a very high margin requirements, and you need to buy 5 Bitcoins, which is a pretty pricey. I think this is a good move. I think they tracked that, and I think they found that the mini-sized Bitcoin future trading is actually a very good thing for the increasing of the volumes. And I think that's a very good thing that they did, and I'm sure they're going to have a good volumes on that one mini-sized Bitcoin futures. So option market shows call bias in Bitcoin prepares for a new price high. We already discussed that. Some of the option prices are looking for a Bitcoin to climb exactly at our, let's say, midterm target to 75,000. And I think that's correctly priced. As we looked on the chart, we already know Goldman is offering Bitcoin to wealthy clients. So we see that JP Morgan already did that. So more and more of the investment banks are kind of wants to grab a part of this cookie in kind of a cashing in fees from trading cryptos. So they are seeing a possible nice um, commissions there, and they want to capture that space as well. That's all good, because it will be kind of a more and it will basically give you more approach effect, in a sense that people which want to be involved in cryptos, especially as a wealthy clients, will have a kind of a hub from where they can enter this space pretty much secure, because these investment banks don't want to have any sudden reputation risks, so they will do everything in their power that their wealthy clients are feeling secure trading this, in a sense of fulfilling their orders, and in a sense of compliance issues. So that's also fine. Bull flag call for a 70K on a Bitcoin. We will see that. Tesla can be bought with the Bitcoins now. So as you know, the usual news are that we are seeing from all sides of the world more and more adoption. And that's a good thing for the crypto space. On the other side, I have heard Ray Dalio and a few other names proclaiming that potentially US government can ban actually Bitcoin. That is a subject for a very big discussion. We cannot do it here, but in general, if you think about and if you think that governments will loosely let a controlled fiat currency and replace them with Bitcoin, I think that's a very tough hypothesis. I think that only few events that might happen in the world can let that happen. That means that we are, God forbid, in some major kind of a turmoil or a possible war or something, or we see a large economic collapse, which will actually bring the cryptos as the only solution. Otherwise, I don't think governments will let Bitcoin and possibly other cryptocurrencies to be so freely floated and taking control out of their hands. But as I said, it's a big subject to discussion. I definitely think that's not the time. Down the timeline, I think it will pass at least a couple of more years until we see a further adoption in the crypto space, maybe a bigger market cap. And as you know, governments are now, or central banks are hurrying to issue CBDC, which is basically their own digital currency. And definitely they will not like to have a competition. So we will track this front as always, and we will inform you what is going to go there. But I see more and more people talking about this, and when there is a smoke, there is a fire. So we should be prepared definitely in the future for some type of a stricter regulation. Okay, so from this part, what we can see, we can go a little bit and see some macro stuff. Let's look a little bit of dollar index, which we tracked last time, and we were looking for a possible continuation on the upside. We are still tracking this as a possible impulsive move in this wave A. If this turns out to be correct, we will have a little bit of pullback in the fourth wave, and then we will go on the upside. As you can see, I talked about a lot in the Bitcoin on this 200 level. We have several levels how we measure the third wave projection, and one of them is also 200, and we reached exactly there. We are turning down. Currently, this is the 200 moving average on daily. So I guess we will have back and forth on this fourth wave for some time, and then we will see another push up to this potential fifth wave and completion of this higher degree A wave. Then we will see possibly a B wave in some type or form. And then finally, if we have this simple correction, we will see a C wave. But what is interesting here with the dollar index is that the timeline which this possible correction will occupy. So if you see here, we started this at January 6th from these lows. And if you do a little bit of projection, doesn't have to be necessarily in day correct, but you will see here September 26th, and we are now in April. So if we see this type of a correction, it will take much of the time, in a sense of weeks and months, that this correction unfolds. So I don't think still that the dollar correction is over. So we will have a couple of months, either a little bit choppy and then more directional trade while this correction plays its out. So this is my outlook on the dollar index. Let's look a little bit of something which worries every investors. That is 10-year yields. We track that because of the many things, and I think these 10-year yields are especially interesting because of the Bitcoin. I have already showed you this chart, and I'm starting kind of to construct a little bit of macro thesis, taking in consideration that firstly, as you can see here, I will make it bigger a little bit. Bitcoin versus negative yielding debt. So this is the all debt in the world which actually is priced at 0% or less. So if you see, there is a correlation between a possible uprise in the Bitcoin, among other things, also with this negative yielding debt. And since we see that yields possibly is going to stay with us for a year or two, and Fed also confirmed that because of the production side effect or a supply inflation. Also, if you consider when we open up a little bit more, there will be definitely less traders. People will cash some money in as well and go on some holidays because they are locked down for a year. So I think that the trading volumes and the trading activity, and also I think that for a Bitcoin will go down once we open, and that we will are going to go through this correction, which I'm trying to now kind of have a back macro thesis for it. And my thesis is that with the rise of the possible interest rate for a year or two, and that when we start to live a little bit normally due to vaccination process, people will start to go out of the screens because during this COVID crisis, we have many new traders and they will try to enjoy life a little bit because the lockdown was for already a year, and will start to travel and spend actually their money earned either in other markets or in the crypto space. So we are still looking this ABC move. This is the measured move. As you can see, very strong resistance levels here around previous consolidation and the possible fourth wave. What you want to see here, if the yields are going to push further higher, this is the 10-year yields, you want to see a little bit more corrective pullback and then a continuation to the upside. One of the targets I have for the projection of the possible lesser degree third wave will be between 2.5 and 2.7. And Fed already announced that they will tolerate a moderate inflation above 2%, which I think these levels fall under that precipice around moderate move in yields. And then we should correct lower and then continue on the upside. So I think this will affect a few other assets classes as well, because the negative yielding debt will be lower. And I think some of the money will be taken out from the market and put safely, possibly again, on a little bit of interest for a period of time. So I think there is a lot of sense in that kind of a macro thesis, why Bitcoin should made from the macro standpoint, the something we see a possibility in technicals. So let's go and see Bitcoin and let's see what's going on there. As you know, I'm tracking on the higher time frame, still moving on the upside. And I pointed out last time that in using the Elliott wave methodology, we also pair that up with the Fibonacci levels. And there is a couple of Fibonacci ratios which we use for a projection for a possible third wave. 1618 and equality we already surpassed. We can erase that one. I'm still looking for a possible move up in 3, down in 4, and up in 5, and I'm looking then for a longer term consolidation in this possible fourth wave with the thesis that I already told you. And then I'm looking for a higher move to this 170, 50, 70K on the upside, which I hear many people are announcing already this year. I don't think this will happen this year. I'm not saying I'm wrong, but a kind of assembling together some of the macro points and technical points, as you can see here. I don't think we have so much strength to add another $1.5 trillion immediately in the Bitcoin. That's not a small amount to be added. I think that we already passed this threshold of adding on the last stimulus. We might have one more and few down the road, but I don't think they will come that easily with the interest rates going on the upside, in a sense that Bitcoin will kind of take a breather here, and then it will at some point again start to play a store of value, climbing up to these projected levels that we have. So I'm going to stay and defend this thesis as long as we trade around and below 74, 75,000. And as I said, I still see a little bit of 4-5 on the upside, which I see on many crypto charts. As you can see, the progression of the 1-2 up in 3 is still not finished. Majority of the third wave, if you look from the Elliott wave standpoint, is completed, because we have signs actually that this verticality cannot go forever, and the market are fractals. They are not actually linear, as some people think. So I think this linear thesis will take us immediately to this 180K, 70K that many people is looking. But I think that as the market is fractal, as you can see here, and then these corrections actually add value for the further uprise, I still think we're going to go through some of this thing. And of course, this is still a hypothesis. It needs to be confirmed. And I'm going to look for a little bit of a pullback and then another attempt to this 75,000. And then I think we're going to fall down in some corrective pullback, which will take some time. And preferably, I think that will be some type of a triangulation or a wedge. Okay. Okay, so let's look some other cryptos. If you have any wishes, guys, put your requests up there, how we are doing so far. Are everything okay? Hey Dogen, hey Swag, usual crew is there. Hey Feather, do you still have my Neo, Feather? Feather was a former member. Hey Bennett, what's up, buddy? William, hello. Oleg, hello. So usual people here. I'm glad you're coming here to hear my thoughts on the Bitcoin and other stuff in cryptos. So if you want to see some charts that you track, please just type me in. As you know, I will look at it. Basically that will be all as regards of the Bitcoin that I'm thinking in. Polkadot is moving nicely. I will show you also this Polkadot chart that I'm tracking for some time, and also Binance Coin, which I like very much on the upside. I think that we are moving in some type of a possible kind of a, let's say, let me just do this Binance chart quickly. On the weekly level, we are still seeking here a potential 1-2-1-2. I want to do this wave count on something that you can see how this is actually develops. Okay, so if you have this some type of a consolidation, which is relatively very small, usually they finish up on the larger time frame, and I want to show you how actually we try to see this type of developments very fastly. So if you look these developments, usually what we are going to do here is we are going to kind of make a possible and we look for many signs here, so we don't do this so blindly as many people see. We have a very thorough investigation what is going on there, so we are always looking for some impulsive move on the upside. And here, if you look this on weekly, because you can see it on a long chart perfectly aligned here, we are still going to look in as in a Bitcoin for this third wave on the upside, and the same subdivisions, because you have also a beginning of this third wave, which is subdividing in a wave 1 and 2. We are looking for some type of orange wave 3 here, pull back in a wave 4, and move up in a wave 5. Okay, so if we do a same process, and if we push some levels. 1618 will take us up there. Equality we already passed. So as you can see here, Binance Coin is relatively moving nicely on the upside, and there is far much to go on the upside. But we will have in the way long on the upside, we will have some type of a pullback, which will come relatively soon. I will subdivide this minor degree third wave into 5 waves as well. As you can see, the biggest portion of the third wave, as in Bitcoin, is probably a lesser degree third wave is already over, and we can see further subdivisions with which we can modify and kind of see where will be our possible entry on the bullish side. But as you can see, Binance Coin is very bullish, and it's normal. It is a broker, and it's going to go further on the upside as the crypto space is growing. And Binance is I think, a very good chart on the upside. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the charts which I showed you last time. I like to track also what we are telling to you this here. I specifically said that compound entry will be around these levels. Of course, you can check that in the last video. And we have gone from 333 to 458. We need to break this trend line to continue on the upside. Still, if you take some of our measurements here, we are still trading in a quality channel, and we still didn't confirm this possible third wave existence. So I'm subdividing this, provided we break this 581 further on the upside, that this will be a lesser degree wave 3, 4, and 5, and then we will see a little bit a bigger correction. But this looked very as a consolidation last time, and as you can see, we are seeing a very nice bounce on the upside. I need this to continue, so I'm always very cautious, especially when we need to break the corrective channel. And if we break it and start to move on the upside, there is a kind of enough signs that this will go over these two trend lines and this equality line further for this possible wave 3 on the upside. So very nice development on a compound. Some of our members took our advice and went long, and they are doing very good with this trade on the upside. But I can show you more. I can show you Filecoin. We looked Filecoin few sessions ago, and this was our chart. This fifth wave was a little bit lower. We have to enhance it a little bit more on the upside. So there is several possibilities here. This can be a very big 1-2 and then another 1-2, or this is just a 5-wave move after you're going to see the corrective pullback. But in either case, we are going to see, after this 5-wave sequence is finished, we are going to see some type of a pullback. Either a smaller or a bigger, either in a 1-2 or a 1-2, we are going to see soon. When this run on the upside will complete, we're going to see in either way a pullback. So I think on Filecoin, there is a little bit of room to go on the upside. This is not a little bit because it's a log scale. It can go even $150 further on the upside. But I will say that this sequence and a large portion of this wave 3, as you can see here, it has a little bit more to go before a smaller correction and then a continuation. So if you are in a Filecoin and you're enjoying this move on the upside, I will secure these gains somewhere around there and then continue to move and protect my profits with the stops on every major correction that it's go on the upside. Theta. Yeah, we looked Theta for a smaller consolidation, and that is what is going on. So I will go on a smaller time frame. What we looked last time here on Theta is that we have seen some type of a consolidation. I'm still not sure, is it a triangle? I still need one more leg to confirm a triangle existence, or this will be something more larger in an ABC, and further a little bit more upside. Okay, so we were right, I think last week on addressing this as a B wave. I think last week that was exactly at that point. We went down as we were looking for, but now we look for a further development. Either we are in some bigger development, or we're going to just go a little bit more sideways, trace a nice triangle, and then go further on the upside. But be careful, because if this turns out to be a triangle, your next target on the upside will not be very big. Okay, so triangles are warning us that we are in the last sequence of the certain degree, and that we have a little bit more upside to go before we reverse, possibly very strongly, at least to this previous fourth wave. So if you see a more consolidation without breaking these levels, be very careful. You can probably enjoy a little bit more upside, but beware of a very big reversal after triangle is over. I also prepared for you a sushi swap, still the same, didn't move much. We are still looking for this wave 4 and the further move on the upside in sushi swap. We also have here, I think I have Luna, which I was looking to start to push down. I'm still having that opinion that we will see some type of a fourth wave pullback in Luna. It consolidating now, maybe a small push to this level, little bit upside, but I think this very perfect 5-wave move on the upside is telling its story. 2618 is reached, very nice subdivision in the third wave, and that we are going to correct to the downside. So if you like to become our member, and if you like to see what we do at Trading Analysis in crypto space, you can go for a member trial and see our services. We have many services which are providing to our members. Daily, weekly webinars, chart room, we have trading desk, we have a Discord cryptocurrency repository. Our Discord chart is specifically very fun. We have lots of things happening there. We're joking and changing charts and discussing some trades and everything. A very, very good community here in our Discord channel. We exchange lots of things, and it's a very, very fun thing to be engaged with our members. What would you like me to do more? Ethereum chart. Okay, so let's look at Ethereum from the Elliott wave perspective, and let's see what Ethereum has for us. I forgot to give you a gold chart. Having this situation, I still think potentially if we break these levels, and this is the higher time frame, this is the dollar yen, which has a high correlation with gold. I think that possibly we are going to be in a longer term triangle. I'm still waiting a confirmation for this. Usually you will look this as a more bullish case because this is a small correction, but if we start to move further to these levels, I think that the gold might turn into a big triangle for next year or two, while we are in this relatively 2 to 3% yielding macro environment. And then when the yield starts to move down, gold will probably continue further on the upside. So sorry for that, I forgot to give you a gold chart. Let's see and look for Ethereum chart. Ethereum is there. Let's look what's going on in Ethereum. Yeah, I'm still looking for same scenario. Possibly I'm looking for some type of a flat or a further continuation on the upside. In Ethereum, I still also think that on a larger degree, we are at 200% there. And the next level is 2618, which will be at 3,711. I will not, looking this Bitcoin dominance chart, surely outlaw or outpace a possibility that we go on the Ethereum a little bit longer on the upside than a Bitcoin. But also I will say that there is possible we have some type of a flat first and then move on the upside. That will be very compellable with this 335. One of the levels we are going to look for this possible option, it's going to be 1272 around 2312. So look very carefully at levels if we go over there at all. So we need to cross the previous highs here for the further continuation, which we still didn't. And we need to do that first and then look what is going on. But it's still as a sideways, as you can see, still a three-way move to the downside, three-way move, which always gives you a suspect that you're either in some type of a triangle or a possible flat and then further continuation, which will kind of agrees with the Bitcoin, although Ethereum might be going a little bit more further than a Bitcoin on the upside on the Rex run to 75K. This one will go, I think, much further before we start to correct in this higher degree fourth wave. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. FET. I didn't look that one. Never. What is FET? Yeah, very nice development. Equality still not surpassed. So we need to see some type of this equality surpassed 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. So possibly a little bit more after correction in this wave 3. A very nice pattern developing here. For now, very bullish. Let me just see how this will progress on the upside. As I said, we are stopped exactly at equality. So the next natural level, possibly after a correction, will be a move to 1618. And then this will definitely very bullish on the upside. As long as this equality is in play, I'm going to be very careful. As always, if this happens to be a third wave and then we have a small pullback, then wave 5 will be very big on the upside. Rarely you have wave 1 and 3 equal, and there is not a correction. Okay. So guys, if you become our members, we do these charts for our members every time they ask us. So on a Discord, we also do many of these alts in real time and kind of give a specific analysis for our members. So that's also one of the things we do for them, which I think is very handy and very nice if you want to be involved in some of this crypto. So what I want to see in this cryptocurrency is that we continue on the upside past this equality level, and then I will look for this fourth wave pullback in some type of a form. And definitely it will be interesting to climb on the upside for further gains if we see this type of a development above this equality. So a nice looking chart, a little bit of oversold, overbought RSI there. Maybe we will do and go through some consolidation, but what is important is that we don't kind of across these levels here, and then that will nullify the possibility on the upside. But it's holding good. The internal wave structure is good, so I think something like this can be seen here in the smaller time frame. So let's change this degree, let's change this color so that you have a more visibility, and then we can continue to track it further next time so that we can see how we are doing. Trust swap, Melon. Yeah, I talked about the Melon in my previous, I think in the beginning when we started. Melon is working very nicely on the upside. This move on the upside is kind of a suggesting we are in some type of a 5-wave move. I was expecting a little bit more correction here, but we went further, um, and I will be very supportive possibly in this possible 1-2, up in 3, down in 4, up in 5. Nevertheless, even if this is 1-2, 1-2, you will have a corrective pullback, and that's something which Elliot does very good. If you know to switch between the higher and lesser degrees. So for example, if we have this as a 5-way move on the upside and we have a corrective pullback, if we are in the third wave, this needs to subdivide potentially in the 5-way move. So if you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you should be already in a 1, 2, in a third wave on the upside. So we need to look for that possibility. But looking at the substructure, possibly we might be in a first 5-wave sequence, a little bit more upside, and then I will look. Definitely if we surpass these levels and you are already long on this one, I will look for levels around 0.618, which will be around 191.9. That will be a possible target. We are 50-70 bucks away from it. And if we surpass this, definitely, I think we are in the third wave, reaching even bigger levels on the upside in this melon. I think it's a very good project, and I think it's going to grow upside more. We also covered some of the things that I'm tracking. Yeah, Akash is holding very nicely. I like it very much. I think we are in some type of a possibly finished wave 4, and that we are going to consolidate a little bit, and then we're going to continue further on the upside. Okay, let's do one more, guys. Let's do one more, and then we can close up. Any other question, guys, from your part? Would you like me to go over a Bitcoin once more? Is everything clear? I'm a little bit fast today. Okay. Oh, great, Swag. Let's look Anchor, and we see what we did. That's a very nice of a kind of a, yeah. So we looked for a break and it happened. We are going through this past charts just to show you the validity of the methodology we use when it's used more or less properly. I'm not going to say that we are in trading analysis and the whole team is very professional and then I mean crazy good in Elliott Wave methodology, beginning with our owner and long kind of a term proponent of the Elliott Wave methodology, Todd Gordon. Bennett and Terry and also myself, we try to really follow this methodology precisely within the rules, taking all of the small things, which makes this team very, very kind of a successful in that. So I don't know if we get that much attention. That is, I think we do a very good job on this, following this methodology. We broke this level inequality. We are moving on the upside. So I think we are going to further continue and definitely see more of this anchor dollar further on the upside. So for one session, I'm keeping this chart, and one session we will go through all of our past charts and what happened, and that will be an interesting one. Of course, we do mistakes as everybody, but we try to be very kind of keen on following this methodology as it should be. Crow, I don't know about Crow. Crow is a strange chart, a very strange chart. I'm still kind of thinking this is some type. I will not label this as a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. That will be crazy thing to do. because then the upside will be enormous. Although we trade at 0.22, that maybe it's not out of the mind, but I like more this leading diagonal thing. Okay, so I will be looking for a more pullback and then a possible continuation. Yeah, relatively strange chart, but if you count it, it has a 5 waves up, possible 3-wave pullback, and then another 5 waves up and a large ABC, very strange one as well, and then another 5 waves up. Very kind of a strange patterns here. And my best shot is that this is a kind of a leading diagonal, which maybe with one more small high will make Crow go down and then maybe further continue. Hey Todd, what's up? Voyager token. Okay, so I give you Voyager token in the member area. Okay, why not? Let's see it here. What's going on with the Voyager token. Yeah, we looked for this possibility in a possible A, B, and C. So I think the Voyager token support levels will be around this 2.6 for a further continuation on the upside. A very nice wave progression, as you can see. I counted this as a finish, although I think this is a failed fifth from this move on the downside. So that's why I didn't put my zero here. I put it here, so I count this as a 5 waves up in 1, down in 2, and then as you can see, a wave 3 of 3 is completed, which is a very vertical nature of it, as you can see. And then if we do, I think we're going to go down to this 2.56 and then continue further on the upside. Hey Justin, what's up? Write me guys, where are you from? I would really like to know from which country you come. What do you think, Lawrence? You don't see Crow breakdown then when it's leading diagonal. I don't understand the question. Can you be more specific? Hey Justin, where are you from? What do you think, Lawrence? I didn't get your. Oh, William, you're at Cuba. Oh my God. Hey, Lawrence, you're from Denmark. I've been in Copenhagen 2 years ago. I think I've been twice for a week in Stockholm. I know, Todd, you're in Singapore. You are a client. Oh, Swaglord, Australia. What a beautiful country. Great. Philippines. Great. One guy in our team, which are doing the incredible animation for us, it's also on Philippines. Ritzy from USA. Yeah, USA still rocks. Cuba. William, I didn't know you were at Cuba. Great, man. Dojan, I know you're from Serbia. Come on, man. I know that. Russia, yeah, my wife is half Russian, and my child also has a third of his blood from Russia. So I love Russia as well. Yeah, I mean, I had a great time in Copenhagen. It was a great experience. I must say, Lawrence, a little bit of slow. Here in Serbia, the things are for the last 100 years, a little bit chaotic. So it's a kind of a different frequency that we function on. But I mean, it's so peaceful there. I mean, that's the point. But I kind of function in a different frequency, so I needed a time to adjust. Whoa, Idan, Israel. How's in Israel, man? I see you are having discos as well. Yeah, Dojen, you can say a couple of centuries as well. Last 100 years was definitely very turbulent, even a couple of centuries. Yeah, Copenhagen is so peaceful, I could not believe. People are just happy there. It's incredible. Good place for kind of arresting your nervous system. Great town, very clean. People are very nice. Very nice country. Um, okay, guys, let's see a little bit. I will choose one more crypto for you to finish this stream. I would really like to stay more with you, but let's not go over. Usually, this is 1 hour. We should be much. Terry, always my co-worker and a great buddy, tells me, Alex, do this a little bit less. Come on. I mean, 1 hour, but I cannot resist, guys, to have a contact and kind of an exchange with you. So I always go 1 hour. I don't know why. Maybe I like to speak too much. Yeah, I will look Bitcoin short term, although it's very tricky, but I will look at it. Let me just show one more chart. I think Fedor wanted to see one chart. No, I'm looking for a larger triangle, possibly in Bitcoin later, not now, Fedor. Oh, you also want to see a Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, I will not say it's very low vibration. I will just describe it, Lawrence, as a kind of a calm vibration. You know, I was going into a park and trying to find a stone which is not in its place, and I couldn't. So everything is kind of by the book there, which is very relaxing. You can relax and just enjoy life, not to be stressed about anything. It's a nice town, very nice town. Okay, so let's finish this stream with the favorite crypto Bitcoin. Let's see what maybe some of the members request something. Let me just. Oh, Phil. Now Phil becomes already popular. I see with the open. You should look my last few crypto labs. I did Phil before this. Let's look Bitcoin. Where is the Bitcoin chart? It's here. Okay, a smaller time frame. What's going on the Bitcoin chart? Well, guys, nothing much. I mean, you can see that this correction starts to be more and more. And I said to my members on the last webinar, you see the difference between this stage here, which was very kind of a small corrective pullbacks. And if you look, this pullbacks, which has a bigger kind of a magnitude, starting to be more frequent, which is kind of a suggesting you that market is potentially a little bit tired. I'm going to look most probably for this completion of a possible third wave, either a small ending diagonal, or I'm wrong, this fourth wave was before, let's say here, and then we are developing some type of a ending diagonal here, which should look something like this. So this will be, I think, a wave 1, 2. This will be a wave 3. This will be a wave 4. And we are working some type of a possible, I'm just looking, it's not even clear so brightly to me what's going on here, because here possibly this is a three-wave structure. It's not a five-wave move. This is a three-wave structure. So since we are looking for a possible completion in this trend, we can potentially easily try to imagine that we might go a little bit of 333 on the upside, which is the ending diagonal pattern, which suggests that the trend will change temporarily. And this pattern has a very specific rules attached to itself. And you have to look, go on internet. I don't have the time to explain it now. I did explain this with our members. There is a very specific levels and very specific kind of a way that this pattern will confirm itself that it's actually developing. Okay. Otherwise, we also can be in a 1, 2, 3, since we didn't invalidate, as I told you that few times in the last video. I'm not going to go short Bitcoin if I don't see a move below 50,000. And we didn't go below 50,000. So that was my last wave count invalidation. We didn't go through it, so I stayed without the trade. I'm still looking, and potentially I can put a small trade if I see a possible confirmation here in a potential ABC, which means that I'm going to see a Bay wave pull back down and then a further move up in this third wave on the upside, which will be a kind of a small swing trade, few days, and then I have to run from it, because I will be definitely confirming if I see this three-wave move and even a further three-wave move that we are in descending diagonal pattern, which is going to be very telling for the higher degree trend. Yeah, I mean, as I said many times, guys, Elliott wave is not for the people which expects short things and linear markets, because markets are not linear. And I like Elliott wave because you always need to guess and kind of make a puzzle about it, what's going on, and kind of identify. So it requires a constant effort and knowledge of many small things that you acquire by making lots of mistakes. And if you sustain yourself for a couple of years doing that, you can master this. Everybody can master this, but it needs a lot of effort and a lot of kind of a trial mistake to go through it. We have a very good Elliott wave tutorials on our website from Todd Gordon and Bennett. I mean, Todd is a master of this for many number of years, and I will recommend everybody who wants to teach Elliott wave to go and visit Trading Analysis website and look for his tutorial videos, which are great and which you can easily learn from them what it's all about here. Yeah, Dogen, Elliott Wave Cafe is run by John. John was a member, and he decided he knows enough, and he took it on his own, which is completely fine, which is a kind of a natural evolution of everybody who tries to be a kind of a master in this methodology. We have many members which has been with us for a couple of years and learned many of the things. Some of them didn't really know anything. So we do lots of education as well. And I think that it's a kind of a natural process. And we also have a very good membership, which is stable with us, which we supply with the nice trades, and they make a lot of returns. And they are faithful, stay with us, because it's hard on this market, guys, to be yourself. You always need some type of a guidance from the at least somebody experienced. It doesn't have to be us or anybody else, but it's hard to be alone. If you really are new or semi-new on these markets, it can cost you a lot of money. Hey, thanks, John. Welcome. Hey Swag, keep going. Say hello to Aussies. Great country. Like to visit. We have a client from Australia. He is a great guy, which is very oftenly, very timely. Tell us what he did fish in his latest adventure on the sea. He's called Morn, and we love him. And Australia is also a great country which I would like to visit. A marvelous place, really. Hey John, what's up, man? I hope everything is fine with you. Okay, guys, so I will leave you with this. So let's observe that. I will just repeat you my first thesis from the beginning. I'm still thinking that this macro environment will influence some of these things which I explained, that we will go potentially in some type of a larger consolidation and then further advance. This 200 level will be the key for me from this progression on the upside. And if we surpass that more directionally, I'm going to be wrong. So that's also fine. But looking all of these macro themes, what is unfolding in the world and what will be going in a possible next year or two, I will kind of still support this thesis that wave count supports this, what I already explained in the beginning. So I will leave you with that. And see you next week. If you want to visit our website, become our member, learn about the Elliott Wave. You don't need to become our member. You can purchase one of the courses from the Todd Gordon and learn this methodology. Or if you like to be in our membership and trade with us, you're welcome. See you there in the Discord if you come. If not, next Thursday, same place, Crypto Lab with Alex. Hit the thumbs up so that we can grow in kind of a viewers for, I hope, to see this. At least I think it's a um, quality observance from our part on the crypto space. And stay well and healthy, please. COVID is still not over, um, so we need to be a little bit more patient. So see you next time, guys, and bye bye.